So Bad Batch.
Yes.
Can I throw a crazy theory out there and bounce it off you and see? Is there a
Of course.
reason perhaps that Andor and Bad Batch would come out at the same time from a story perspective?
That's the only thing that I could think of. And like you and I had talked about this earlier. The a whole idea of having some type of crossover in between, because we were looking at the timelines and we were trying to figure out like where did this all happen, and Bad Batch, like where it is in Andor, especially the beginning. The beginning of Andor happens like 10 years before, and that lines up perfectly with Bad Batch. So the beginning of Cassian's story and Bad Batch like matching up just makes sense to me. So yes, I 100% feel like this is a planned thing where there's going to be some type of Venn diagram where it just kind of just crosses over innately, and it's going to be kind of like these two
Completely,
stories that are being told at the same time.
completely ridiculous thing that will not come true, but I'm going to say it anyway out of sheer fandom. What if we see an animated Cassian Andor in Bad Batch, and then we get introduced at the end of Andor to live action Bad Batch?
Okay, just because Fortnite and Destiny did a crossover doesn't mean that Star Wars needs to do crossovers.
I'm just saying, like, it would be a crossover. It's
So
the same universe.
So no, but I mean crossover in the show like that of like actual medium of how you do artwork and storytelling. Um, no, but I mean like that would make you. I even mentioned that. I'd say like the idea of having like an animated Cassian in Bad Batch would make sense. Like they could make that work really, really well. Now you would have to take Tamora Morrison and you would have to de-age him, and then you'd have to dress him up as all of these different characters. That would be terrible. It'd be absolutely horrible. Or Daniel, what's his name, who played young young Boba
Yeah.
for Clone Wars for
Your
episode
buddy
2.
on Twitter.
Yeah, he follows me on Twitter. Daniel, I forget his last name. He tells a great story. He told a great story during Star Wars Celebration about him working with Tamora Morrison, and he's like, you call me Dad, and I'll call you son. All right. And he's like, all right, Dad. And he's like, all right, son. And I was like, that's so good. It's just really, really cute. Anyways, I think that's the only way that you could make that work, or they'd have to have their masks on the entire time. Like, there's no way like you could have. Yeah. But for Cassian to cross over into Bad Batch, that 100% would make sense.
That would be easy for them. They just
Very easy.
And we saw Fennec in Bad Batch season 1, so it's not like
Yeah, exactly.
Strong conclusion. Okay, yeah. I mean, that was the theory that I want to throw out there. I do not think we will see a live action Bad Batch. I'm not saying that.
I mean, it'd be cool as hell if we did.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be like a shot from behind, like an action scene, and they were like all like CGI'd. I just don't think there would be any type of like real interaction between the characters on screen, just because of just how complicated that shot would be.
Yeah, or they'd have to use like their crazy facial technology, which I doubt they want to spend on the money to do it on the Bad Batch.
A lot of work.
Yeah, because you'd have to have, like you said, 4 of.
Yeah, you'd have to DH Tamora Morrison, then and all of their faces are a little different. It's not like a clone, like a true clone, because they're different. They are modified. And
I wonder if they could get other actors then to play them, because they are slightly modified.
I think it'd be easier just to take Tamora Morrison's face and kind of just like shift it around a little bit. Just because they all look the same. It's just like there's little like Hunter's face is a little bit more elongated than Wrecker's face, and then Crosshair's face is like really, really different versus everybody else. So like everybody has like this very unique look, but they all still look very similar to each other. So yeah, I mean, like, maybe
you get Sylvester Stallone to play Hunter. I mean, that would work. And then for Wrecker, you'd have to make a big Tamir Morrison.
Hi guys.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool, but I think the likelihood of seeing Andor and Bad Batch is far higher than a live action, even a shot of the Bad Batch. So, again, it'd be cool, but taking it in stride. But I do think there might be some plot points that come from Andor that will be relevant to Bad Batch. I also think the cloning story from Bad Batch will pick up and will affect, even though it's years in the future, will affect some of the things that happen in Mandalorian season 3. I also think we'll learn more about Palpatine's cloning pet project stuff now that we know more about him from episode 9.
Oh, sure.
But we will see.
Yes.
You sent me this sideshow figurine this morning of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now I want it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good, right?
So explain to them why it's special.
I mean, like, so we've never really seen Obi-Wan Kenobi in full armor in Clone Wars. We've seen him with the armor on, except the helmet. We've seen him in his Jedi armor. But this sideshowed piece is essentially it's very similar to the Vader one that they did. It's like Vader and like half of his cape is on fire and like his helmet's off and he looks really badass. And he's like standing on the hull of like a Star Destroyer. And on this one, it's Obi-Wan, and he's standing. He's got like his foot on. He's standing on a B2 battle droid. Anyways, it just looks really cool because he has his helmet on, and we've never seen Obi-Wan Kenobi in full battle regalia.